What's up, good people? Today we got a brand new edition of X versus Y floating around the internet. The newest raging topic this week is 100 Americans versus 100 British people. Now, I love me a good hypothetical who versus who, okay? The 100 men versus one gorilla thing, well, it was fun, nice fun, haha, man, yeah, like, sure, man, the gorilla will win. It just won't. It's been proven time after. There's so many methods to use against the gorilla. It just would never happen. Maybe if you threw out like 100 British people against the gorilla, it might be a little different. But the American brain, it just functions a little bit differently. Okay. This lovely gentleman here decided to release this video. Made a couple, a couple points for sure on why the British are superior to the Americans. But he didn't have a slideshow. I do. Okay, so my opinions matter more. 100 British people versus 100 Americans, a breakdown. I'm getting into the nitty gritty here. I'm getting down into the X's and O's. I'm deciding who, once and for all, will be the last one standing. Now, in my version of this 100 v 100, there are no weapons of any kind permitted. No guns, no swords, no wood sticks, no baseball bats, no shoes. Like, you can't be throwing shoes, okay? These 100 men or women, there's a lot of talented women out there, and sure, maybe some of them might be selected here in this 100 v 100. These people will be wearing the UFC outfits, okay? Shorts for the men, no shoes, and sports bras and shorts for the women, okay? That's it. There's no shoes to be thrown. There's no nothing to be thrown. That's all you're entering the battle arena with. No nut shots. Everybody will be wearing a cup. Every single human being in here. Okay, there will be no shots to the weak, to the tenderloins here, and it's a fight to the death. First 100 to die lose. We're not going, oh, I submit. No, you're dying. Okay, the winning team gets like bragging rights or something. I don't really know what they get. Maybe just entertainment value, but yeah, those are the rules. But the first thing I want to get out of the way is we already did this shit though. Like, we already knocked these dudes off back in a couple years ago, 1776. Like, I don't understand like why we're totally discrediting this. Okay, because the pedigree of human being has remained the same throughout time. The big, strong American boys are still a thing. The small, petite British people are still a thing, but there have been anomalies to both sides. I've witnessed them firsthand, but I just want to get this one out of the way. We're 1-0 already, okay? Everybody's talking about the War of 1812. Nobody won that thing, bro. People were just dying, okay? The Revolutionary War is the one that really matters. My next point. If it's a hand-picked 100, it will not be close. Like, if you got Trump to just handpick 100 of the best, most skilled, most big, most brutal human beings in America to go fight in Abu Dhabi or something, I'm sure Turkey Al Sheikh would love to host this event. One hell of a pay-per-view. If he just sent 100 of his best men, it would not be close. I'm sorry. Who do the British even have? Like, a couple names off the top of my head are like Eddie Hall, like Tom Aspinall, Mick Parkin from the heavyweight division, Arnold Allen, Paddy Pimblett, like who even else is there? Darren Till, is he even British? Anyway, those are the banging names that I can think of for the British. Now let me name a couple Americans. Okay, you got LeBron James, Aaron Donald. You have Will Campbell, the kid that just got drafted, Joe Alt, Quentin Nelson. These dudes are big, brawlic human beings who are going to go to the front lines and just create a big ball of man to just go and stomp through these British people, okay? And then on top of that, the secondary line, we can get our strikers, our guys who are going to go and put people out after the people who get past the front lines, okay? These are going to be our John Jones, the guy's just going to calf kick everybody and go to a decision, Ain't no judge not going to give him that fight. Like Max Holloway's going to be able to piece up a couple of these British people. Dustin Poirier, that dude's a dog. He can get into the pocket and just start swinging, and he has a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Obviously, it's going to be tough to get submissions when maybe you have a couple people stomping on you too. But these are very talented fighters going after the front line of like LeBron, Aaron Donald, like Khalil Mack, even Will Campbell, Joe Alt. These are big human. Just take like any offensive lineman. There was this Raiders center I saw dapping up Ashton Genty the other day. That dude's humongous. Okay, throw him on the front lines too. We're gonna need him. And then you have like Jordan Burroughs. Okay, obviously again the wrestling is going to be way more difficult than the strikers, because you know Max Holloway can just boom, take one out with one right hand, uppercut, ooh, get another one. He can spinning heel kick somebody. He's been perfecting that spinning back kick right to the body, maybe get a couple guys to keel over from liver shots. I just think pound for pound, you take the 100 best Americans versus the 100 best British. It's such an overwhelming advantage for the Americans. I just don't think it would even be fun. It would just be a slaughter, okay? And also, the one thing that the British do not have is a Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell, you tell him the fate of America is on the line. This man will take out 50 British without even blinking, okay? This man will go down into where he'll say, yes, Mr. Trump, yes, Mr. President, I will go and fight for my country. He will go to the middle of Abu Dhabi, wherever the hell that is, and he will go and slaughter him about 50 British people and have himself a damn sirloin steak after that bitch, okay? This man will easily take down double-digit British people without even trying. With the right amount of motivation and just the little spice of racism in there, this man can cook up, man. Stop underestimating Bryce Mitchell, because this man's a demon, all right? Next up. If we're talking like a random draft, saying like 2 weeks, like a dude will come knock on my door and ask me to go fight, and I'll say, oh, I get drafted? Nah, yeah, you got drafted, but for the 100v100, I'd have to go, you know? It's just a random 100 draft you can't say no to. I still think we wipe. I still think we wipe them. I pulled a couple numbers, you know, doing some real tough research. Had to dig into the books for this one. Approximately 2 to 5% of the American population will practice martial arts in some way, shape, or form. Okay, again, very important factoid, because you don't have weapons. It's just your hands. Okay, you get some random Joe that works at the local gas station, the local 7-Eleven down the street, and you ask him to go fight a 6'4", 225-pound mammoth of a human being. It's not going to go right? But you get like a 5'4" dude that can strangle somebody's life out of their soul, and ask him to go up against that same dude. It can be different based on how much martial arts they know, based on how often they train, based on if they train at all. Okay, and then approximately 1%. That's one out of every 100 adult human beings in the UK practice martial arts. The numbers speak for themselves. Okay. You do 100v100, according to the numbers, you will get 5 out of 100 people, 2 to 5 out of 100 people that know how to practice martial arts. For the British, it's only 1. Like, the numbers do not lie. Okay, we can just cut off the head of the snake, the one dude that, say it's like 99 like Walgreens employees and then a couple disabled people. Okay, and then 1 Paddy Pimblett. And you get like 5, and then you get 5 like wrestlers, like just random wrestlers. I promise you take out Paddy Pimblett, we're gonna be drinking tea and having coffee while we take out the other 99. Okay, the numbers do not lie, folks. Men lie, women lie. Numbers don't. A random draft, still no problem. Okay, unless they get wildly lucky and get like Aspinall and Eddie Hall on their team. That's just not fair. We'd have to redraft after that. But easy wipes. Now, this next version that I just came up with, this one's very intriguing. You know, this is really for the hardcore fighting fans out there. This one's for the real thinkers. You know, midgets only. This gets closer and closer. Okay, this gets closer and closer the more you think about it. If it's midgets only, this could be a toss up. You know, there's some iconic British midgets out there. Iconic. Can they fight? I don't know. Okay, but I'm just saying, this, if you do a 5 foot and shorter draft of random people from each region, this gets just more entertaining by the minute. I would buy a ticket. I would buy a ticket to this, personally. I would buy a ticket. Okay, This might be my best idea yet. I think we should actually do this. And if you think about it, if you were to do the 5 feet and shorter draft of random people to go fight to the death, say like 75 people die on each side, you are absolutely shooting up the average height of the human in each region. Okay. The average height shoots up because, dude, you have people that are like 3'9". That is just dragging down that number. Okay. Listen, this is only a hypothetical. Of course, this would never happen ever. But a side effect of this happening would be that average height number climbing, just absolutely skyrocketing. Because, hey, maybe the average height numbers are getting kind of shadowed by our good friends here, by the good people that are 5 feet shorter. I'm just saying, if 75 die on each side, not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying it's a possibility. The average height will shoot up. It's just a fact. Anyway, getting back to it. I thought to myself and I said, listen, this has the potential to be a very prolonged moment in time. You know, this might take a couple hours. Because, you know, these guys, they don't have long limbs, very short limbs. They're very flexible human beings, though, I must say. But I got to thinking. I said, I thought to myself, what if we had a little free agency, period. And one man all of a sudden became available to both sides, and both sides decided to have a bidding war for him. Who would that be? Wee Man. If all of a sudden Wee Man this man is Italian, okay? He was born in Italy. I looked it up. Google never lies to me, okay? If you made Wee Man available to both sides, and his agent was like, you know what? We're taking all offers. We're taking all offers from both sides. This man might get paid in the hundreds of millions of dollars. He might be the first athlete to sign a $1 billion contract. Okay? I mean, this man is the most impressive midget I've ever seen in my life. Look at this picture right here. This just embodies the man's personality. This man would get paid so much money to join either side. The bidding war would just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until ultimately one side said, you know what, man? We don't want to crash our entire economy. You're just going to have to go to the other side. I truly think this guy could take out like 54 other midgets. Maybe 53. I'm being serious. I'm being dead serious. This guy would take out like half of the field, dude. He probably knows things that we don't. He can probably like take out some of these midgets like with his mind, you know? Anyway. Overall, in conclusion, finally, the argument for either side is still there. Now, who would win? I think the Americans would win. Random draft, pound for pound, midget draft. I mean, it doesn't, maybe fat only, you know. I think the Americans have the most skilled fat population on earth, you know, seeing as like 93% of us are obese or some ridiculous stat like that. I think, you know, we can't all be stupid, you know. There's got to be some obese people out there that know some sort of tricks, you know. And these fat people, you know, they play a lot of video games, you know. They know a lot of different techniques. Maybe they can mash a couple different buttons. Maybe put together a spinning heel kick, or maybe a flying knee or of some sort somehow without tearing an ACL. You know what I just thought of? How many people will get injured like just like running to the say two people like start out on like either sides of the arena, you know, go, and then they just start running towards each other. You know, have you ever seen like a 45-year-old man like run full speed that's not named LeBron James? It's bad because they never run. Okay. How many ACLs would pop en route to the contact point? I'm being serious. I'm being dead serious. I'm guessing like 5 or 6, and maybe one person tears both. Who knows? You know, you pop one Achilles, and then on the way down, you have all that weight smacking the other knee. They're both done. Okay. I think I said Achilles there. I meant ACL. I think like 6 knees would explode that day, just en route. That's another thought I just had. Any other thoughts that you have to make, brain? I don't think so. I think we kind of covered all bases. Overall, the Americans white. Okay, there's no world where the British. I've seen people on here. Oh man, dude, we're gonna just shoot each other, dude. Have you ever seen a guy with Florida with guns, dude? No, bro, that's not fun that way. It's just shooting people for the shooting people. Let's have a good old fashioned, get up in there, brawl, brawl to the death, throw a couple haymakers, maybe get a flying knee or a head kick or two in there. Me personally, if I were to get drafted to this, I think I would be like Wilt Chamberlain back in the 50s, back in the 60s, back in whenever the hell he played. Okay, I think I would take out like 50 British people by myself. I think I'll throw together a couple good combinations, maybe bounce off one, like do a backflip and just like overhand spike, like Spider-Man, overhand spike another, maybe get up, just kind of leg sweep another one, flying knees. I mean, spinning heel kicks will be flying all over the place. Right hands will be getting just blasted all over. I think that covers all my bases here. I don't think there's anything else left to say on this topic. I just want to leave it all out there. So anyway, thank you for watching. So if you made it all the way through, I don't know how you would. Appreciate you anyway. I'm out.